Welcome back to Off Guard. I'm your host, Austin Rivers, along with my co-host, Pausha Hadidi. As always, we are back. I know who's ever running DC at this point has to be rubbing their hands right now. You're watching Cooper Flagg go for 42. The question is, will DC get it? It doesn't guarantee you a spot just because, you have the worst record.
Look at the year the Pistons had last year. They weren't even close to the top pick.
If Charlotte got it, that'd be interesting.
Cooper with LaMelo but Cooper and Brandon Miller alone.
Cooper, Brandon, and Melo.
Brandon Miller is like a Tatum Brown situation on the wing that it's like
you get Coop, you get Brandon, you get LaMelo. 1, 2, and 3, you are very strong.
This is why Cooper Flagg's an interesting prospect. We talked about how he might not be a star MVP candidate. Maybe he's a different kind of player.
But one thing about him, 42 brother, is silly stuff.
Looking at the teams that could get the number one pick, he fits any of them. Like, that's his style of play.
Yeah.
There's nowhere he doesn't fit.
No, you could throw him like on the Warriors and people would be ecstatic.
Anywhere he fits.
The Bucks would take him right now.
Yeah.
He does fit in. He has a very, very neutral game. He has a prolific offensive game. And we say he might not be this like 30-point MVP guy because that's kind of what he showed. But now, as the season's gone on, man, it's 20 every single night, bro. 22, 24, 26, 42. He's dominating. That dunk he had the other day. So you see, like, that's superior athleticism. I mean, bro took off and then caught a body midair off one foot and like just took him on a ride. Punched on him. He even had a dunk last night or the day before, whenever he scored 42. Guy drove baseline, kind of founted him, cutting down the middle, but he was like 1.5 feet inside from the free throw line, jumped off 2 feet and just like cocked it back and punched it, man. Like, he's 6'9", athletic, has a motor, and is now starting to get that midi. I mean, he's out there, he's starting to show some stuff, bro. I mean, so he has a mid-range game.
So your projection of him has actually changed since, let's say, in the last month.
It's exceeded. It's starting to change, yeah, for sure. I mean, it already has changed.
If you're winning, you're putting up high numbers, and you have like the highlights with it, right? You're doing all of it. What more do we want? And he's supposed to be in high school.
By the way, yeah, he's supposed to be a senior in high school.
Yeah.
So we know this guy's spectacular. If this guy had a whole nother year and then was doing this, I mean, just think he would do next year. He'd be even better. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like, this is insane. Not to mention that, listen, we never doubted him as a player. We always knew he'd be a star. It's just, what type of star was he going to be? Was he going to be like that star that's really good at everything? Or is he going to be that type of star where he's like a great scorer and like one of those, like, the guys, you know what I mean? You don't know. Karolinko was an all-star too a couple times. So like, I knew he was going to be better than that, even though Karolinko was a hell of a player. Cooper's a little bit more offensive talented than that. That was just my thinking then. Now I know, like, oh, this guy actually has like the ability to go to the NBA and like, average 20.
Well, it's that thing you talked about with Wemby not having a little bit of KG in him. Cooper, it seems like to be.
That's exactly
super.
He has all of that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I always knew he could develop something. It's just a matter of how long and what time. How long is it going to take for him to get that off the dribble? The same stuff I was just talking about. Franz getting that 1-2 dribble package where you have a couple moves where you could go hezzy left, hezzy right, and raise right into a 3-pointer. That type of skill where you could do it like an old Western, man, like quick draw. Like, that's the type of stuff that's really hard to guard, especially when you have that size and we know he could finish at the basket. Bro, with no elite shot blocking, Cooper gonna eat. He gonna be living in that goddamn paint and getting fouled. And then now he's got the midi, not to mention, like we just said, it's not gonna be a Jonathan Kuminga situation, bro. Wherever this guy goes, he will be getting 30-plus minutes off the gate, and they will be rolling that ball out to him and saying, go do your thing. So he's gonna have the freedom, the time. We know the development's there. He's mad young. So, yeah, my mind has even changed more. I knew he was going to be the number one pick. I knew he was going to be a good player. I doubted how skilled he was as an offensive player to have these crazy expectations of the kid that he's going to come in and be like a 20-point per game scorer right off the rip and just already be like what you see with Victor and some of these other guys. I was kind of easy on like, come on, man. Like, let's not put too much on him. I think he's going to be really good, but it might take a couple years. That's changed.
Yeah.
That's changed.
And I think I'm trying to...
He's good now. He's ready now.
Both probably need to work on a little bit is we like to stamp somebody, and sometimes it's a little early. For example, the Cooper thing, and now he's playing a certain way where we're like, maybe something different.
But we've seen it even from his high school clips. I watched he played at Mount Vert, bro. We've seen like a million of his games. So like you see, but he was, I guess, so dominant then that he was just living in the paint. We didn't see him have to have this different level of game. I'm starting to watch these Duke games and like, it's the way he catches it, the way he scans the floor, the way he's facing up and shooting his face. I didn't see that at Mount Vert because he didn't need to do that. All he had to do is just drive and dunk on someone and go get a rebound. He was so much more gifted than anybody. Right. So like, I knew he'd be good, but I know those aren't the things he can be able to do in the NBA because like everyone's a freak athlete. You just can't do that. So like, was wondering where his offensive skill level was at.
Right, because like you said, for him to be a potential MVP candidate one day, look at the guys that are in the MVP running. They're always high 20s, 30s points per game. Yeah, and we didn't see maybe that for him. It'd be a different
and I saw flashes. We saw the USA stuff when he was hitting like hezzy threes over Anthony Davis. I was like, oh shit, hold on, wait. I didn't know he had that. Was that just that day and he got up for it, or was like, is that real? I have because remember I hadn't seen it. And then like the first 5, 6, 7 games at Duke, we weren't seeing that. He was good, still good by any freshman standards. Like, come on, but like that where I'm like. Superstar, I didn't see that yet. But as we know, some things take time. It took me time. My first 6, 7 games at Duke, it was shaky. And then I started getting the hang of things. I was like, all right, here we go. That's what he's settled in now. And it's clear. It's his team. He's leading in he's leading them in steals, rebounds, blocks, points, and assists as a freshman. And they're good numbers too. And now putting up 42 in Cameron, the most ever, as a freshman is insane. Like
how bad does basketball need him to go to March Madness and win the championship? Like
it would be great for basketball for Duke to make a nice run. I don't care if you hate Duke or not. Get outside of yourself. I'm not even saying this.
Well, the more you hate him, the more you'll probably watch that championship.
And I'm not even saying this as a Duke guy, bro. Like I'm dead ass saying this for the sake of college basketball right now. It's bad. All right. We don't really have big stars in college basketball right now. The biggest ones we had were like last year were like Zach Edey, like guys who stayed, multiple years. Those guys are all in the league now. Right now, it's like we're hoping for talented freshmen to carry the load. It's like Dylan Harper and Cooper Flagg right now are like the biggest names in college basketball.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are college players out there cooking up at smaller universities that aren't getting their just due. So that's our bad. Yeah, right now it seems basketball as a whole is in a flux with this whole ratings thing. People are asking for more and more and more. That could be something special. I don't care if you like Duke or not. Cooper Flagg and Duke going on a run in the NCAA tournament is very needed, especially with the way he's playing. The more he's on TV and the more he's showcasing that talent of his, the better off. He's already a unanimous #1 pick. That's done. Cooper could quit right now and just go ahead and call it and go home. He's going to be the #1 pick, but he's going to hoop and he's playing and he's doing his thing and obviously, build on the legacy. Let's see what happens. I could easily see a Carmelo Anthony situation here where this freshman like just leads his team and wills his team to an NCAA championship. There's not like this dominant NCAA program right now.
No, because I saw #1 Tennessee lost by 30 to Florida the other day. Like
to Florida. Yeah. He got fucking smacked. So like that's the point. Like there's not like some powerhouse program with 5 seniors. It's not like a Villanova team where like it's gonna be tough, man. Like that's not in the bro. Right now, I'm telling you, I know this because I just started covering college basketball recently, and I'm just looking around the landscape, and I'm like, there's not really like this is really weird. There's not like a lot of big names, and there's not a lot of programs right now with just like that's the team. There's like a lot of good programs, good teams balancing it up. But Cooper is by far the biggest star in basketball. I think he's going to win Naismith Player of the Year probably at this point. I mean, I don't know. There's one other player, I think from Villanova, the center is averaging like 25 a game. I think he's leading college basketball in scoring.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys.
There's a couple of guys out there.
They're more inclined to probably want to give it to Cooper anyway. So
yeah, maybe. Yeah.
We'll see.